All I do is punt.
Best offensive player and their best defensive player.
Welcome to the Outback to Endzone podcast, Super Bowl edition. Jamie, we've just got back from San Fran, bit of jet lag, a bit of life. How's life been?
Since being back? Well, it's like coming down from cloud nine. Since we've been back, life has been straight back into it, straight back to the real world. As the Snap Count Society boys say, it's like, being back in the Matrix, I think. So, look, it's definitely great to get back, see the family and friends and whatnot. But, mate, after the week that we had, oh my God, I'm so excited to share it with everyone.
It's going to be crazy. Let's dive in. So, we're going to do a podcast about the whole trip because the whole trip's a movie. From day one, we were drinking where we probably shouldn't have been drinking. Day two, we go to opening night. To day three, media party. Day four, we're out in the University of Cal, Berkeley. Intern Aiden's taking hangers. Day five, it's just the whole trip was just a complete and utter movie, and we can't wait to dive into all of it, but today we're just going to focus on Super Bowl Sunday.
Mate, it was the highlight of the trip, and it was the most emotional day. It was the most exciting day. This one definitely deserves a whole podcast for itself. So, mate, where do we kick it off? I guess we kick it off from the start of the day.
Yeah, well, I've had a few messages saying, you put on a good face to say that you had tickets teed up before you go. Hand over heart, hand over my life, my son's life, my wife's life. There was no
There was none. There was definitely none.
No tickets. I'm not a massive fight, but an argument with the wife, asking can I buy them? Like, we're deciding, no, we can't. And yeah, we just thought, we all woke up nice and early and thought, let's just train out.
Bugger it. Let's just go down there. Let's just see what happens. Because if we do miraculously pull a ticket out of our house, we didn't want to be in a different city. Because what a lot of people don't know, Santa Clara is a good hour and 15-minute hike from San Francisco, where obviously everyone's staying. So we're not leaving anything up to chance, especially with all the traffic going from San Francisco to Santa Clara. Let's just get up early, get our asses down there, and cross our fucking fingers that something's going to happen.
And yeah, that's something happened. I got a message from Jack Settleman from Snapback Sports. If you haven't followed, please do that. They do incredible stuff, long form stuff on YouTube, short stuff. So a lot of trivia, which is quite funny. It's a really good way. Obviously plugging him well because he hooked us up with a ticket, but the guy, Jack Settleman, he's an unbelievable person. He was probably the one too that said, just go, like, see what happens.
He said, he goes, without any guarantee of anything, just make sure you're there.
Just, you're not there, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just messaged him in the morning and I was like, look, have you got any last second ideas of how we can make it happen? Do you know any companies? Is there anything? Like, just a bit of a Hail Mary. And
we're on the train at this point. Yeah. We're literally probably 10 minutes from Santa Clara, like Levi Stadium.
In and out of service the whole way. And I just get a message, what's your Ticketmaster email? And I'll go to Jane. I'm like, what?
Surely not.
I was like, what?
Surely not.
And then we had a couple of boys that we were with. They were like, you're going to get a ticket. And I'm like, I still refuse to believe it. I was like, it's not going to happen. But then I just get an email that says Super Bowl 60 and Jack says, enjoy the game. Yeah. What happened next?
Oh, mate. Well, what happened next is almost another podcast in itself because it's probably the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. But with the circumstances, it wasn't funny at all. So we're having a moment where me and Adam were just embracing it like, holy shit. Like, he's reading out his seat name. We've both got like tears welling up in our eyes. Like, the amount of work for the last 10 months that has gone to like get us to this point, it's just hit us in a wave of emotion at once. And like, it's something you can't, like, I personally can't even describe. I've never sort of felt that feeling, just like the reward for effort. We're having this moment. Adam pulls up his ticket and I shit you not, he deletes the email
He swiped the wrong way. The email's gone, and then I'm back in panic. Oh my God.
But you're sitting there like this, you're like, I just deleted the ticket. And we're all just like, you're taking the piss, mate. Surely not. And he goes, no, I actually just deleted the ticket.
Oh, then we're scrambling. How do I access my deleted inbox?
And you know what? When you go to do something that's really simple, like if you're not under stress, like you just do it, you find it out. But when it's like something this big that's just come through and you've just pulled it up and you've just realized, like, I've deleted it, your brain doesn't work. And all 5 of us that were there, none of our brains were working. So it took way too long to actually find how to recover the email. But we did.
We got it done, thank God. But it was you go from the highest. You're nervous, you're worried, you go to the highest of highs, and then it's just complete and utter panic.
Dread.
You're like, oh my God. Here's a $5,500 US ticket that I've just deleted, and now I'm not going to be able to go again. It was madness. But yeah, let's go through the day, I guess.
We got the ticket back.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So, we obviously got off the train. We're freaking pumped. We're excited, full of emotion. We get to Santa Clara, and I don't mean to shit on Santa Clara, but this place, there is nothing there. Like, you don't go to Santa Clara unless you're going to the football. The amount of people that were in this little city, mind-blowing. Like, you couldn't walk an inch without bumping shoulders with someone. Like, I don't know if it was just everyone going for the game and there wasn't much there, but it was packed.
You couldn't get within 1.5 kilometers of the stadium. Like, they had it all boxed off. Like, the guys that didn't have a ticket, we were like, oh, well, we'll just get to the front and have a look around.
As you would at the G, on grand final day. You walk around the stadium, there's stuff to do there. That's, in our head, that's like what we were going to do. But they fenced it off 1.5 km. That's no exaggeration. It was probably further. The whole stadium fenced off, police around the whole, like, massive fences with one little entrance that gets you through that gate, which you need a ticket to get through that entrance. So there was bugger all that the other 4 of us boys could do. Like, once Adam went through the gate, which, what was that like? And
well, that was the crazy bit too. Like, you lined up, because again, we didn't plan. So I've rocked up in clothes that I've just thrown on, not really thinking too much. And then I'm like, in this Miles Garrett jersey I wore 4 days out of the 7 that was
good run, that one. Smelled like Haggard.
Yeah. I had an old hoodie on, and I'm just going to intern aid, and I was going, you need to put this jacket on. I'm going to have to buy you a shirt when I get inside. But then we sit at the gates, and it was 10:30, and the gates, which we didn't know either, didn't open till 11. So there's hundreds of people in front of me, and we're just standing there, like, for a good half an hour, just on twiddling my thumbs. The other thing was, obviously didn't want to miss any content. So phone battery, I was like, I can't be on my phone.
Another stress, yeah. Not bringing any portable charge or anything.
It was so unexpected. So it was just like, we weren't prepared. And I guess you could say, oh, you were going to try and make it to the Super Bowl, but we're trying to put you in the position, like, there was not, like, you've got to think, we've been there for a week and done exhausted everything. Like,
been on 4 news channels, literally being publicised by as many people as we could, more than what we even expected. To get to this point without a ticket, we were like,
probably done.
Yeah, we've tried it. We've tried everything.
So yeah, we get to the line and we're lining up, and then bang, it's like the gates open. It's like a rugby scrum. Everyone's just barreling into the stadium, and I get to the bit and I've got it on my phone again. It's like no internet, trying to just load it up while everyone else has a ticket scanning in. So have a security guard go, hey mate, you can't, well, not mate, they don't use that word, but hey mate, hey brother, you can't stand there. I'm like, I'm trying to load my ticket and it's not coming up. Do you have a physical one? Or do you really think I would be standing here trying to load my phone if I had a physical ticket? Of course not. But anyway, we log it in, we go in, and it's a free-for-all. It's just people charging in 3, 4, 5 hours before. Like, what's 11 o'clock game start at 3? Like, it's 4 hours before kickoff. And it is bedlam. Like, it's like you're walking down the streets of Mumbai. Like, it is craziness going in. And we're just like, I'm there on my own, no one. I'm like, right, what do I do? And I was like, well, I need a new shirt. That was the first
Good
thing.
place to start. Yeah.
So I asked a random tune. I got a photo in front of the stadium, did that, then was like, right, I'll line up. And I was, as I said, I'm like the first person, one of the first people in the gate. The line for the like merch was already like 20 minutes long. And I'm like, this is crazy. Line up for a bit, wasn't getting anywhere. Another security guard comes and goes, go down to the next one. There's less people. I get down there. There's more people, of course. But yeah, anyway, did that. Then went, I need to check out concessions. That's what you got to do. And anyone who's seen the reel, I can't even remember the price, but I think it was like $25 Australian for 3 chicken tenders and some fries. And the fries, I am not kidding, were the worst. I would not feed them to a seagull, and I'm not joking. They were terrible. If you have the chicken tender, it was just, they were crap. And I was like, what am I doing?
That is saying a lot because I've never met a seagull that would turn down a chip.
For sure. And then a mutual friend we met on the trip sent us a message and was like, I can get you into one of the tailgates. Because here's another thing, like there's tailgates the whole way set up either side of the 1.5K entrance. That's why people can't get in. So you're walking down the big walkway and then there's just tailgate parties either side. Tailgate parties, someone said like hundreds of dollars to get in. Some people pay them for package, so it's like 10 grand you get your ticket and a tailgate party. Tailgates, you get everything for free: your drinks, your food. So I've just spent a shit ton on food, and then I get a message, oh, you can go into the tailgate. I was like, yeah, beauty. I've filled up on chips that a seagull wouldn't eat them, some dirty old chicken tenders. But we get into the tailgate, and it was, again, this just goes to show how big the Super Bowl is. Like chain smokers who are a massive band. They're just in there
You
playing.
pay $100 to go to it.
Yes, exactly. They're just in there playing. People, drinks are free, like flowing. It's packed. It's just, there's cornhole. There's interactions where you throw balls into a target, like next level sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm thinking, how good's this? Like, just sit here for a bit pre-game and go from there. So we did all that, then walked to the stadium, get a message from Sunrise, and they're like, hey, we want to do another hit. I'm like, great, awesome. I'm going to do another shout out to try and get Jamie a ticket. And then they go, oh, it's too loud. Have you got headphones? Do you think I'm going to bring headphones to the fucking Super Bowl? Like, come on, man. And then they're like, oh, can you go out? And then they giving me all these orders. I go out, do the interview. Just want to walk through and show us where you sit.
It was a hit piece. So we at this point, me and the other boys were watching this at the pub, and we've got it up on Sunrise, and I'm like, oh, this isn't very nice.
Talking to me about why I'm taking a ticket and Jamie's not there. I'm like, what do you want us? Neither of us to take? Oh yeah, we've got one ticket. Nah,
no, you're right. Don't worry about it. We'll give it to someone else. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. And then the funniest part, like you're out there, you've found the quietest spot that you could possibly find. You're on a FaceTime with Sunrise live on national television, and they ask if you can walk back to show their seats, and they're questioning whether you actually do have seats. And then you're walking through the crowd. I'll be honest, the camera angle didn't do you any favors, but you're holding your phone here and you've zoomed up right on your head, and you're just seeing like it's literally just your two eyes like that. And they're like, all right, yep, okay. And then you finally get out there, they cut back and they're like, oh, he is there. And then they ended the piece saying, if you went to an event, would you leave your friend out the front? That's how they ended it. I'm like, oh, that is harsh.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
The thing too, that like, oh yeah, get back to your seat. There was literally 50 people walking one way. I got a video there. I was trying to get from when I first got there, the seat to the toilet. And it took me 5 minutes to get 25 meters. Like, there is people everywhere. So I'm like, how do you expect me to get from here to there while you're still on live television? It's just not going to happen.
Live national television. What life we live in. It's bizarre.
But yeah, I guess, so that's me getting into the game, a lot of me talking. You boys have just the story that didn't go to the game.
Yeah, ours a bit different because we had this massive high, and in our heads, as we sort of said before, we're like, we're gonna go down. Maybe we can sneak our way into a tailgate party or something like that. We're like, we'll get around the ground, get a photo of the stadium. Hey, maybe we can pay a security guard just to let us through. It's nothing like that. Like, there is no sneaking into this thing. One, like, fenced off, K&a-half around, one way you can go through. They're checking every single person. They're checking your bag. They're checking your ticket. You're not getting
about 5 times too. Like, it's not just a one-off
5
sort of check.
times.
Yeah, it was a lot of times you were checking.
Yeah, well, you're not getting in with a fake ticket. No, don't. If there's any Aussie out there that's planning next year and thinking that's how their way is going to be of sneaking in, it's not happening. So we go grab a chew, found somewhere to have some food, and we're like, all right, what are we going to do? One of the boys with us, Big Tickleberry, he found someone set him up. Cam Luke set him up to buy a ticket. I think he paid, what did he pay? About 5. I think it got a very good price for a ticket.
Yeah, I think it was like $3,000 Australian,
which was I think it might have been 3,000 US.
Yeah, right.
So he's paid about $5,000, which is, you're doing pretty well. So he hadn't actually bought the ticket at this point. He's calling his missus. It's like 5 a.m. saying, "Hey, is it okay if I buy this ticket?" She's like, "Yeah, just buy it. It's fine." He's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "It's fine. Just go. We're happy for you to go." And he's like, but are you sure?" It was a funny interaction. But anyway, we left him there because he's like, "All right, I'm going to buy it. I just haven't bought it yet." So me, intern Aiden, and Bronco Benny, the cameraman, we caught the train back, and we're like, we had 3 free tickets to go to this tailgate party that was about 20 minutes out of San Fran. And like, this looks sick. Drinks package, food, everything you'd want in a tailgate.
VIP too, so
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, we're like, this is great. This is awesome. We'll go there and we'll watch the game. As we're on track to get there, we've just booked our Uber. Uber's already en route to this place. We find out that they actually don't show the game there. They don't show that, like, the tailgate ends at 3:00 when the game starts. So we're like, oh, this could be a bit risky. Like, we want to find somewhere where there's a bit of atmosphere, like somewhere that's going to be a little bit different to an Aussie pub watching it. Like, we want to do something cool. So we're like, oh, let's just skip this one. We found, we're like, let's go find like a pub where it's all happening in San Fran. So we finally get back there. We're getting closer and closer to the game, about 2 hours before the game at this point. We find like the biggest pub where it was advertising for Super Bowl like pub watchers, and couldn't even get in the line. The line was that long, we couldn't even get there. So we're like, all right, we'll settle for something a bit smaller. I'm Googling, looking up, and I find out the Chase Center where the Golden State Warriors play. They have the big screen, sort of like, what's it, Fed Square?
yep.
Big screen where everyone can come down, bunch of bars around where you can like bring drinks out. I'm like, this looks fucking awesome. Like, this is going to be pretty cool. So like, all right, boys, we're booking another Uber. Finally get there. We get there and there's just not much, probably an hour and 20 before the game. Nothing's going on. There's no one there. The screen's up there, but there was about 3 people sitting down, and I shit you not, there would have been about 50 cops. And we're like, oh, this is a bit strange. Like, we went from being really excited to like, oh, this is a bit weird.
What's going on here?
So, cops are really friendly over there, by the way. So just went up, started having a yak to them, and they're like, oh yeah, we actually had to cancel the watching today.
Why did you cancel it?
Yeah, I did ask the question. He's like, oh, like, there's just not enough security around here. And we're like, oh yeah, it's probably a good time to get out of here. Because like, to be fair, anyone could just walk into this corner, and yeah, like, San Fran felt like a very safe city while we're there, but we're like, we're not taking any risk. Well, we can't watch the game anyway, so we need to find another place. We go to the next pub, $20 entry. We look in, just nowhere to stand. Like, nowhere to stand. Atmosphere looked pretty dead. And we're like, all right, go to the next pub. We're pub hopping like crazy. We go on to the next one, another $20 entry. We pay it. We get in there. There's nowhere to stand, but there's also nowhere to watch in this next one. We're like, oh my fucking God. Like, we're going to miss the game. The game starts in 45 minutes. Like, we can't even find a freaking pub to watch it. I'm like, do we go back to the hostel and watch it on our phone? Like, we actually said that. We're like, fuck, what are we going to do? So we go back to the original.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting in the stadium.
Levi Stadium.
How cool is this?
We go back to the original $20 pub. we're like, we can't find anywhere. Let's just go in here. Atmosphere was picking up slowly. Yeah, very mid, very mid. I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. That's stories from the trip. Don't judge us until you watch the full podcast. And then we found there was like a pool table which we could sort of lean on and put our drinks on. And we sort of nestled our way into like a good little spot, decent sized TV. Atmosphere started building up towards the game, and I can definitely say it wasn't like the most incredible. I wouldn't even compare it to like watching it at the Sporting Globe in Melbourne, but the fact that we're there in the city and Americans just freaking bring the energy wherever you are. We had an awesome day. I'm glad we found that spot because any of the other places would have been disastrous. Hostel would have been the most disaster. And I can tell you now, we were not staying in the Ritz. We were staying in a bomb site, I called it.
Saw about day 50 of the challenge, you saw that we weren't staying anywhere real flash.
Oh, yeah, the bunk beds and all, the smell of that.
The windows wouldn't open for goddamn sake.
Yeah, 5 blokes in one very small room.
With no windows.
I still can't get the smell out of my clothes.
Oh, no, it's like wash them 4 times over.
But anyway, we settled in there. We watched the game, and the atmosphere did pick up. We had a ripping day, and we put down a fair few beers. We knocked a few. We knocked back a few. That's for sure.
That was for us, I guess. For me, it was then the thing I guess still have shivers down my spine of just the flyover and the national anthem was something I cannot explain. Like, it was the most just spine tingling moment of my life. The planes fly over your head, and I had prime, it was straight over my head, and they're flying over and you don't hear them, and then like 3 seconds later you just hear noise. Yeah. And it is like shaking the seats loud. Like, it is insanity. And I was just like, wow, like, we are in for this. And even prior to that, the run onto the field, like the Seahawks fans and the Pats fans, when their teams ran on, it was like I know Aussie rules and they have the theme songs and all that. Like, this is next level noise, like shaking how loud it was. And I was just like, this is going to be an incredible day.
Isn't that like that? I just find that nuts because we're both big Aussie rules fans. We've both been to grand finals,
seen our teams win
grand finals. Like, we've been there, we've seen the best of it in Australia. We've gone to the G when there was 100,000, and like that's always been our main sport growing up. We've followed Aussie rules a lot longer than we've followed NFL, but just hearing, just even like not even being at the game, but seeing the atmosphere around the city, nothing compares to it. And I'll tell you what, that flyover, that is something Australia needs to adopt because personally, I've never seen one, but even just watching it through the TV, I had chills. I'm like, that is bucket list shit.
It is insane. And then like the game gets started and the buzz, like, I know Aussie rules grand finals, there is a buzz. Like, don't get me wrong, I remember watching the Dogs play the Swans, Dogs fan. Luke Parker kicked the first goal and it was like, righto.
Bolty, I think that was first goal scorer, I reckon,
but it was good. But this buzz is like something different. The Seahawks fans, man, they brought it. Like,
12s.
The 12s were loud, and especially early, their D-line was just getting after Drake May. And every third down, you could not hear. Like, I'm like, how possibly are they going to be able to call some sort of play? It was deafening how loud it was. And that's what makes it. And they are just so much, they just do things bigger. And that's, I guess,
especially their
drinks. Explain it. Yeah. Well, the drinks in the stadiums too. You had a decent sized can, so it was like a decent size. $22 US for a can. And I was just like, man, like, I wouldn't mind having a few beers, but I think I had 2 for the day, and I was like, that'll
it's the budget.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to mention, which we touched on earlier, but thank God for portable chargers in the stadium. Australia needs to adopt this. I don't care what.
They have them in the stadium.
Yep. So they had a little deposit thing where it's got maybe 100 chargers. So you've got like a box and 100 charges, you just slide them in. Half an hour was like $15 or something. Any longer was more.
That's a lot of money to charge your phone, but you pay
But
it.
you have to. It was either that or I don't get any content.
Yeah.
So it was.
When did you charge it?
I charged it at about quarter time. Charged it for a bit. I had 3%, and my wife was like, "I need to." But see, then the other thing was there was maybe 70 left in it, but you only get them when they're fully charged. So there's 70 there, but I'm pressing the button and none of them were fully charged. So I'm sitting there and I'm like going in between a break thinking, "Oh, I'll go. They've got 2 minutes," and I literally ran to the charging port, pressing this button. Finally get it, bang. I'm back on the jog back out. I missed my freaking where my stand in the seat was. So I'm like, oh damn, run back down, go back up. By the time I get back up, I missed the first touchdown for the Super Bowl.
No.
I was like, I've sat through a quarter and a bit of football and I've loved it, but that first touchdown.
Yeah, it took a while for that first tutty to come. Oh no.
It was raining up
It's one of those things, even when you're at a normal Aussie rule, round 13, you don't like missing a second of the game, but we could not afford for you to have a flat phone.
No.
And that makes so much sense because we haven't spoken about this. I don't know how your phone lasts the whole day, but the portable charger, that makes a lot of sense.
So then that one lasted me a bit, and then again I got back down to 7% or something with like halfway through the last quarter, and I'm like, I've got to get the end of the game. So I've dashed back down, and then there's this lady that was about to put hers back in. There's 5 people in the queue, so that I'm 5th in the queue, and this lady's about to put it back in, and I just said, "Sorry, can you just wait?" And she was like, I was like, "How much charge has it got?" She's like, $2. I was like, "Can I please buy this off you so I can use it?" She's like, "Don't worry about the cash. Just make sure you put it back at the end of the game." And I was like, thank fucking all these 4 people in front of me like, bro. I was like, I'm going to get back. I missed the first touchdown. I'm not missing the freaking last one as well. So dash back up. And unfortunately the game, I guess, was a little bit disappointing. But to be honest, like, it was still an insane, like I said it on the day of the game, it was a dream that I wanted to do and we worked so hard to achieve it, but it was better than I even thought. Like, so many things in life you think, oh, that will be there, right? And then it's actually there. Like, I thought it would be there.
Less.
Yeah. And it is like way bigger. Like, it was unbelievable.
It summed up the whole trip, really. Like, we didn't really know what access we were going to get. We'd been told maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that. Don't know. We're going to try for this. All of a sudden, Myles Garrett's not going to the Pro Bowl. We're supposed to be interviewing. We'll try get you Shador. We went there the first day, and something I said from the beginning, I'm like, look, we've worked our freaking asses off to get here. Whatever happens, it's going to be worth it. Like, let's just make the most of whatever access we get, whether we get absolutely bugger all and we just get to be around San Francisco and be invited that buzz, or we get the actual access we did, which was just mind blowing. But yeah,
what we're like here, I'm not even exaggerating the amount of content we've got. Like, it's over 400 pieces.
More, yeah.
We've got stadium tours of Cal. We've got walking around the streets of the University of California, and it was funny, like, just seeing people's reaction to Aussies.
You want some Vegemite?
Yeah.
No.
I've never said g'day, mate, more in my life. Like, you're just 100% g'day, mate. But all that stuff, like, we're going to go deep into that and do a series, because
get the other boys on that were there with us, because they brought some great value. We brought 3 mates with us that paid their own way. Like, obviously me and Adam were lucky enough for lifestyle travel to pay for our flights, which honestly, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to go. So extremely grateful. But these boys, they literally paid for their own flight. They paid for accommodation. They chipped in with everything. The whole time they were there, they were helping us out. So we're very excited to bring them on and sort of run through the stories, I should say, of everything that happened that week. The good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, the hilarious.
And I guess the thing, probably trying to wrap this pod up, like, it was a lot of hard work that ended in something so amazing for me. Unfortunately, Jamie didn't get in, but we look at this as like what we can achieve and what we can achieve with everyone in this community. And the plans and the future that we have for Outback to Endzone, but more importantly for our followers, because what we found from our 3 mates that paid their own way, like, as we said, they will get on and they'll tell you how good the experience
They had the
was.
best week of their life.
We
like,
can't wait to
yeah.
share that with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, not just our mates. If you want to go have a look through UCLA or the University of Cal or Penn State or places like that, we now have pretty good connections with some people that will get us that access.
Wanting to make it happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this trip has opened so many doors that what we have cooking is going to be insane. And not just for us. Like, it's awesome. I love doing this, but for you guys, you're going to get to see some unbelievable stuff that you could only dream about because we live on the other side of the world.
So true. And it's like, it comes back to like why we actually started Outback to Endzone. And not a lot of people know this, but when me and Adam were having a few beers one night, we're like, look, we want to start something. The idea was never to get into social media and be people that are on social media. Neither of us saw like us doing it. Like, we're everyday Aussie battlers. We're not like TikTokers or anyone fancy.
3 times. I reckon I posted 3 times in the last 4 years on my social media.
I'd be about the same, I reckon. Like, it's not the reason why we started what we do. The whole core idea and the core principle of what we want to do was give Aussies the experiences of American sports that we are so sheltered from, being on, as you said, the other side of the world. So now we've got this sort of launching pad and the whole trip to the Super Bowl. All of a sudden we have this opportunity, and yeah, it's only going to go up from here. And we want to bring everyone along for it, not just our mates, not just us. It's not about us. It's about exposing and bringing along as many Aussies to experience this incredible atmosphere of sports that America has to share with us.
Life's about experiences. And if you can experience things that we can now get access to, it's going to change your life. So for us, and Outback to Endzone, we'll finish on this, but please follow along. Please share it to your mates, because this year from this trip has opened so many eyes, so many doors. And what we have cooking for all of you guys is what excites us next. It was fun and rewarding for me and Jamie, but the stuff that gives us the most joy is going to be seeing you guys come along for the ride and be like, how cool is this?
100%. All right. We'll see you around like a result.
See you around like a result.